Begin by raising the hood of the vehicle. Remove the two 10mm screws securing the top of the grille. And then, remove the two push clips at the corners of the grille. There is one per side. Lift up on the two upper grille brackets and pull forward to release them. And then, grab onto the side of the grille and pull it forward to release the clips that secure it. From there, you can remove the 6 plastic push clips from the top of the bumper cover. Move over to the wheel well, where you want to rotate the plastic clip to the horizontal position and remove it. Then remove the 10mm screw in each wheel well. Remove the two 10mm bolts on both lower corners of the bumper. Then remove the two 10mm bolts in the center of the underside of the bumper. Repeat these steps on the opposite side of the truck. Disconnect the factory fog lights if equipped. Pull the corner of the bumper back off the tab that it sits on. Then pull out and away from the fender, releasing the clips. Repeat on the other side and remove the bumper cover. Remove the 10mm bolt from the bumper bracket that secures it to the side of the headlight. Then remove the two 10mm bolts from the top of the headlight. Firmly pull the headlight forward to remove the inner clip securing it to the vehicle, and gently lift up on those two tabs to release them from the mounts. Disconnect the connectors on the back side of the headlight and set the light aside. Depending on the trim level that you have, this may vary. Remove the two Phillips head screws that secure the headlight trim to the front of the lens of each of your factory headlights and set the trim pieces aside. Install the factory headlight trim pieces onto the new Morimoto headlights using the provided Phillips head screws. Now, if you've got the XB Evo headlight with the mode selector keys, you're going to want to select which mode you want. Here's what each one does. The red key makes the daytime running light white with a fade off turn signal. The blue key makes the daytime running light white but with a sequential turn signal. The green key makes the daytime running light amber with a fade off turn signal. The black key makes the daytime running light amber with the sequential turn signal. If you've purchased the Morimoto XB Supercharged headlight drivers, which are sold separately and again for our off-road use only, remove the 4 Phillips head screws that secure the standard headlight driver to the back of the headlight. Pull the driver off of the housing and depress the clip on each of the driver connectors and pull to disconnect the driver from the internal headlight wiring. Connect the new Supercharged driver to the internal headlight wiring, making sure that the tab on each of the connectors is secure. Apply a thin layer of the included grease to the outer edge of the seal on the new driver. Then press the Supercharged driver straight into the mounting location, making sure the rubber seal is seated properly and does not get pinched or bunched up. Secure the driver to the housing using the original 4 Phillips head screws, hand tightening down in a star pattern to ensure the driver seats evenly against the housing. Next, you're going to want to identify which adapter harnesses you need. Now, if you have the full halogen headlight, you're going to want to use this one. If you have the halogen headlight with the LED daytime running light, you're going to want to use this one. And if you have the full LED headlight, you're going to want to use this one. Match the vehicle's headlight connectors up to the headlight adapter harness connectors and clip them together on either side of the vehicle. And then attach one of the magnet-mounted resistors to the sheet metal in the headlight cavity and plug the resistors into the corresponding connector on the headlight adapter harness. Make sure to do this on both sides of the vehicle. Next, locate the fuse box on the driver's side of the engine bay and remove the lid. Locate the 10 amp fuse in the EFI number 3 fuse slot and remove it. You can see that right here. Insert the included fuse tap into the number 3 EFI slot you just removed the 10 amp fuse from. Route the fuse tap wire out of the fuse box. Make a notch in the side wall of the fuse box lid for the harness to pass through. Insert the grommet on the fuse tap into the notch. Close the fuse box lid down over the harness. Then connect the DRL harness to the fuse tap. Route the shorter end of the DRL harness forward to the driver's side headlight cavity and route the long end of the harness across the passenger side headlight cavity. We recommend routing it across the top of the radiator support and securing in place with zip ties. Make sure any loose or excess wiring is tucked away in a safe location and secured. Next, lift the headlight up to the headlight cavity and connect the DRL harness and headlight adapter harness to the connectors on the back of the headlight. Fit the headlights onto your vehicle and reinstall the factory hardware. Repeat these last steps on the opposite side of the vehicle. So go ahead and install the mode selector for your preferred mode onto the back of the 3-pin connector on the back of each headlight. This can always be changed after install if desired. It's important to make sure that the vehicle and the headlights are off when changing mode selectors. They will not work if there's power applied to the lights when changing them. Next, you're going to want to get in and confirm that all the functions are working properly. To help with this, there are 3 LEDs on the back of the LED driver that indicate when power is being received by the headlight. The green light indicates that the low beam is on and working. The blue light indicates that the high beam is on and working. And red means that the fuse tap is successfully connected and receiving power from your fuse box to power the DRL. Last but not least, you're going to want to check the aim of the headlights. Now, out of the box, they are aimed for the stock ride height. However, it's recommended to fine-tune the aim of your low beam after the installation regardless. To do this, use a long Phillips head screwdriver down the back of the headlight to the adjuster gear. With your Tacoma parked on level ground, 25 feet from a wall, measure the distance from the ground to the optical center of the outermost projector in the headlight. The optical center is otherwise known as the hot spot or the little step in the middle. If the height of the optical center is at 40 inches or below, aka the stock vehicle height, match the height of the cutoff top to the height of the optical center. For trucks with an optical center height between 40 inches and 44 inches, aim the cutoff 2 inches below the measured height of the optical center. And for trucks with an optical center above 44 inches, aim the cutoff 3 inches below the measured height of the optical center. For more information and a visual on this, refer to the PDF install guide that's available on the product page at morimotolighting.com.